Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, bringing you my next black and white Pokemon analysis. Today we're going to be talking about Crimgan, who I believe is the Forgotten Dragon type of this generation. So if you haven't seen or heard about this guy yet, this will be the perfect time to. So let's get started. So first off, what's great about this dude is that he is a pure dragon type, meaning that he's not also a flying type, even though he has wings, which doesn't make sense. But it works out because that doesn't make you quad weak to ice like the majority of previous dragon types. It gets three really useful abilities, the first of which is Rough Skin, which a lot of you know to be Sharpedo's ability and only Sharpedo's ability, but fortunately, this Pokemon now learns it, and I believe also Garchomp now gets this ability. And there's this new Grass Steel type that gets a similar ability that does the same thing, but just with a different name. But if you don't know, basically, if your opponent hits you with a contact move, like a Fire Punch or something like that, they will take damage from hitting you because you have rough skin. And I believe it's equal to about 1/16 of your health. As for its next ability, which is a new one as well, or which is a new one, it's Encourage, which is a really cool ability that allows you to make use of moves that have secondary effects. What Encourage does is it multiplies the power of your move that has a secondary effect by 1.3 in return for the second effect not occurring. So for example, you have a move like Body Slam and you use it with Encourage as your ability. Body Slam won't have the chance to paralyze, but at the same time its power will be boosted by 30%, which is really cool. And then another ability that it has is Mold Breaker, which basically makes other abilities void and null and void if they're on the field along with you. So like a ability like Levitate won't actually affect this Pokemon. So if you have Mold Breaker and you use Earthquake on a Pokemon that has Levitate, it will hit them despite Levitate preventing them normally from being hurt by ground moves. Now as for its stats, they're actually kind of odd, but I like them a lot, which is why I like this Pokemon. Um, 77 HP, which is pretty decent HP, I guess. It's nothing that incredible, but it works with its really good defenses with 90 apiece. So if you want to go special defensive or physical defensive, it's totally possible to do effectively, even with the kind of average HP. As for its attack, it is a whopping 120, which is a lot, and allows this Pokemon to deal incredible amounts of damage on the physical side. Unfortunately, its special attacking side is half that, so it's not as useful. But it learns a plethora of special moves, so it could possibly be worked in as a possible set if you want to be a surprise special attacker. And its speed is bad. 48 speed isn't really that great, but it learns Glare, which is a move that paralyzes, and Glare got an accuracy boost this generation, so that'll make up for its speed because you can paralyze your opponent. And you will see in a couple minutes a set that utilizes that. So let's take a look at one of the sets that I came up with. This first set makes use of Crimgan's really good defenses and utilizes a new item that was introduced into this generation. First of all, he is an impish nature, meaning he has increased defense but decreased special attack. And then he gets the ability Rough Skin, so that when your opponent hits you with a contact move, they will take damage. And since they are going to be contact moves, meaning they will also be of the physical type, you are going to want to have 252 HP EVs and 252 defense EVs to allow you to take the most physical hits possible. And now, the item that came into this generation, which will be the item for this set, is called Rugged Helmet, which is essentially like Rough Skin, but an item. So when an opponent hits you with a contact move, and they're affected by Rough Skin, they will also be affected by Rugged Helmet, thus causing them to take a ton of damage just from attacking you, which is amazing, especially with this Pokemon's 90 defense. So you can essentially use this Pokemon without ever having to attack with him and be able to hurt your opponent just by switching him in when you know a contact move is going to occur. And some other moves to go along with this set will be Sucker Punch, because it'll help finish the job if your self with the rough skin and rugged helmet doesn't take out the opponent. Dragon Tail to rotate people if you switch, if they switch. And now Dragon Tail's a new move. It's a physical dragon move, and what it does is it works the same way Whirlwind and Roar do, but instead of it just being a passive move, it also is an attack. So it does damage and then switches them out, which is really cool. Its next move is Rest, because you're going to be taking a lot of damage, so if you rest up, you can just heal that back up and be able to take more damage, thus hurting your opponent more if they are a physical attacker. And then along with the rough skin and such, you want to have a move like Toxic to wear them down even further. So essentially, you get a really effective physical wall that can wear down your opponent if they only have contact moves to use. So with the rugged helmet and the rough skin plus the Toxic, you will do a ton of damage to them, or a ton of passive damage to them. So it's a really awesome set that only this Pokemon can really utilize effectively. Now this next set, and the last one for this video, is a purely attacking one. So you give Crimgan an adamant nature, meaning it has increased attack but decreased special attack. And then you give it the ability Encourage. As for its EVs, you're going to max out its attack, obviously, and then since you're not really going to put any EVs in speed, they're going to go to HP to make you more resilient and able to take hits. And although most people run Life Orb or something to that effect with attacking sets, this one's actually going to run Leftovers, because there's really nothing you can do to recover with this set other than having the item Leftovers to help you out with that. And as for the moveset, I think I mentioned this before, but the move Glare, which is a move that paralyzes you regardless of what type you are, which is awesome, because unlike Thunder Wave, this works on ground types. And also in this new generation, it got a huge accuracy boost, so it is actually able to connect now and be used effectively, similar to the way Thunder Wave is. The next move is Dragon Claw, because it's a stab move, and it's probably its most powerful physical move, unless you want to use Outrage with it. But I would prefer Dragon Claw in this set. And as for the next two, Fire Fang is chosen because Dragon and Fire is actually unresisted type coverage, so no matter what Pokemon comes out, you will be able to hit it for at least neutral damage. And Fire Fang, since it has an added chance to burn and or flinch, gets an Encourage boost. So with the Encourage boost, Fire Fang actually kind of has a power of 85 instead of 65, which is awesome, so it's quite the powerful physical fire move. As for the next move, which I abbreviated because there are 3 really good options to utilize with this, and it's really up to you to decide which one you think is best. TF stands for Thunderfang, because that also gets the Encourage boost, and it covers water and flying types, and water tends to be the more bulky type to use, so if you're using a set with high attack power, having an electric move to use against those water types that are bulky always is helpful. The next one, RS, stands for Rock Slide, because with Encourage, Rock Slide is way better than Stone Edge, and this Pokemon doesn't learn Stone Edge anyways. But Rock Slide obviously covers fire and bug and flying and ice. But the ice and bug are also covered by Fire Fang, so it's not exactly the best choice, but it is the most powerful out of the 3 moves that could fill the last slot. And then obviously Crunch, which is an 80 power dark move. With the Encourage boost, it's over 100, so it'll do a lot of damage. And it's good against Ghost and Psychic. So it's really up to you to decide which you think you're going to need more for the type coverage. But that's about it for this dude. Um, and I hope you guys like him. And what I meant before when I said he was the Forgotten Dragon type is because there's Sazendora and the other one that I can't pronounce that has 140 attack, and they're considered to be like monsters in this new gen. But this guy, I think, is still way effective in its own way and shouldn't be overlooked because of the two other dragon types. So I hope you like him, and don't forget to let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!